There's a space junkie. Yeah, man, my buddy hooked it up with a little bit of some weed. Man, this tastes fucking tastes floral. It tastes fruity. It has the fucking that sweet, like right on the forward, like that part of your tongue sweet. Plenty of care filing. Excuse me, I'm burping. Maybe some humulene. Maybe I don't know. Maybe not. Was that my De Niro? No. Kind of. It looked kind of like. So I was literally driving down the streets on the Hollywood on this fucking skit, right? One time, and basically, I was I was I was exaggerating a little bit, but not really. I mean, I was, pretending like, oh, we're gonna go to Hollywood, whatever, like all cheesy, whatever. But it's kind of funny. But you can see, we're driving, getting off on Hollywood Boulevard. Anyways, so we're getting up there, and then just as we get there, there's a dude in the fucking truck next to us, drunk as fuck. And it was just like perfect timing for the video. It's just crazy. Sometimes it's kind of like, regular, videography is kind of like, a surprise, like a journey, a story or whatever. I freestyle all these shows, mostly all of them. Reason being is because, it's just what I do. Fuck it. If there's enough time to do some research, every once in a while I will. But otherwise, I just watch mostly just other videos and all kinds of shit. Every once in a while I look at stuff, but really I'm more interested in, like, doing stuff. I'm a structural ironworker. I'm a union structural journeyman ironworker. So I can go anywhere on the earth and hook stuff up to a crane or a helicopter, lift it into the sky, and assemble a superstructure. So if I say, man, I can build something, I build skyscrapers, airports. I have underground. I get onto Brandenburg space and everything. I got the fucking little pass and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I get around. So not really though. I only went to like 40 states. You know what I'm saying? 40 something states. So I don't really get around everywhere, but I get around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like Tupac, but Anyways, so what happens is, you just take in some information, and basically with me, it just got the ball rolling. I basically just got really interested in the aerospace industry, and then basically just set my heart on going into it, and going into it pretty tough and avoiding the missile issues, basically because I don't have plans on building rockets. So that's one of the things that separates my aerospace company. Mine's stuff that flies, but it's like science payloads and rovers and probes mostly. And then also I'm building a zero gravity showering unit, or microgravity showering unit, hygiene unit. It's called. Anyways, so basically it's pretty cool. I'm trying to get it all tested. I'm gonna put it on. I have to fly it out to fucking Florida, or drive it rather, not even fly it. Pack it up all fucking, safe, and kind of like shock everything from underneath the crate. Everything. This thing has to be fucking straight, and then also I got to get out there and basically rig it up, and a certain unnamed celebrity I'm trying to get right now, but he's a big guy, you know what I mean, and basically test this zero gravity showering unit on the Vomit Comet. We're gonna go up and down in a parabolic flight. It follows the arc of a parabola. A parabola is a mathematic formula, and basically they equal the angle that's going up and down almost whenever you see a wave. This is almost exactly what this flight will do. So we got to send it out to Florida. This is a civilian way that we can do this, that we're not on military aircraft and it takes special clearances. We can have, everything from the videographers and everything there to take footage of this, and then basically it sounds bad because people are like, oh yeah, like I'm a screenwriter and a director and a producer and a fucking songwriter and do all this crazy shit, but and hetero, but I want to do this shower scene. I have this film this shower scene with a dude. No, but it's crazy. It's literally because there's a space shower that I'm designing to work in zero gravity. It sucks all the water out of the space, and the person is safe. And then there's even, basically just like a little oxygen thing that they can have over their face at any time. Basically, they wash themselves off, and if and when they feel comfortable, then they can take that off, but they can have oxygen, and it's not connected to it. And then there's a certain way that I do it, and it basically, that's the magic trick, Don't look at the man behind the curtain. No, but there's a special little formula for it, and so that basically they can kind of float through the water and away from their bodies and so forth. So it's pretty cool. It sounds crazy, but yeah, no, it doesn't make gravity, but it does remove the water from the body pretty easily. Okay, so and no, it doesn't use a vacuum off of the body either. So that's and then also the light version that I'm making right now has no electricity inside of it. It's actually dynamo powered. You basically pump it up with a little bicycle pump before, and all of the parts of the machine are replaceable, aircraft grade aluminum or certain kinds of steel for the structural strength. For certain parts we don't want to use, I'm into metallurgy. Okay, so for certain things like aluminum, we don't want to use because it reveals stress fractures on it, and what happens is steel can bounce back so many more times than aluminum. It's not even comparable. We have to use steel on certain things like bearings on a certain shit. There's just really no real point to using something else. We measure things when I hook up things to cranes. Okay, one example. Okay, so we measure things depending on even the friction we do math, kind of Texas math for iron workers, but basically we do the math on what kind of even not bearings, but there's these parts on the inside of a crane and how much that has, and then we do the math on the parts of line. Okay, because we use the parts of line on a crane so that it can magnify the force of that shit's lifting power, and I rig it up by my two hands right here. I rig it up, and this guy Big Iron always from the crane because now I'm a journeyman, but basically when I was an apprentice, his name was Big Iron. He was always trying to conscript me onto his onto his raising gang. So I was on like Firewatch or something like this for some welds. Hey, come here, kid. That's an impression. So he'd come over there, and then I'll be working with his son and shit, rigging it up and flying it up on the crane. And then on my first period, I had a journeyman gave me a fucking phone, man, and I was calling in the crane just like once, and then my foreman walked up and was like, "You can't be having the first period apprentice calling the crane, shit." And then like in school, people like remember me and shit. All they're like, "Oh, he's a good iron worker and shit." And I mean, tough SOBs. I wouldn't say that to their face, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And fucking, dude, I had my fucking little dances with people and shit, you know what I'm saying? And fucking, the shit is crazy. There's some crazy ass iron workers. I know people that hit people with sleever bars in the fucking head on top of their hard hat and knocked them the fuck out, and they gave them concussions and shit, beating them over the head with sleever bars. I met a dude who fucking did that shit to Red Fox's security guard. An iron worker that hit fucking Red Fox. I know his security guard. Red Fox, if he watches this fucking video, will be like, "What? Space Junky knew that dude?" Man. And then he got cancer. I ain't even gonna say it though, man. He got cancer. Or whatever, man. I don't, man. Man. Alright, anyways. But yeah, so I can rig it up to the crane, to the helicopter. I can figure the rigging angles. You know what I'm saying? Usually, under extreme circumstances or regular, you're going to be maybe like 30 degrees or fucking maybe 60. But you don't really want to, even when you're rigging something like iron is like this, right? If you're just going to rig this, right? it's got to be centered. You have to find the center of mass. So what we'll do is we can weigh it out, but this kind of iron is usually like an I beam or an H beam or a C channel. There's certain specific types of structural steel. Okay, it's what I went to college for. Okay, so basically, as my scientific pursuit is in applied sciences with ironworking. I'm a journeyman structural ironworker. I'm a union ironworker. So I can travel all over the world, a member of AFL-CIO, so the American Federation of Labor and the Confederacy of Industrial Organizations. Okay, so that's a mouthful. Anyways, so I paid my dues, you know what I mean? And basically I just did different shit, you know what I mean? Just did different projects, almost always working on big iron. My first building was the Palazzo. So I did the biggest, you know what I'm saying? It was the heaviest building, most structural steel. Like some guy told me this, I don't know if it's true, but most structural steel of any building on this side of the Mississippi River. So that's the first building I worked on. I started at 48 floors up on the iron. So it's pretty cool, man. Being a fucking apprentice running around. I went from kind of fat and promiscuous to basically kind of cut and tough and saddled up. You know what I mean? And basically, I just, I fucking, man, I just worked my ass off. Sometimes like 70 hours a week as a union ironworker in the hot ass fucking sun. I've been electrocuted by 600 volts. It shocked through my hand, went through my leg, and came out my ass on the iron. I was fucking pulling up some welding lead. And then all of a sudden I got juice and I'm going like this. Like that. This is the only thing I can remember. It just felt like that, being shocked by 600 volts. So, if you're worried about regular house electricity, just know I got shocked with the steel that makes the biggest buildings that exists. I got shocked with the welder setup where there was 8 or whatever welders right there. I think there was 8 on that time. Okay, we were on a casino floor, so we're 50 feet up. So I'm on the iron, straddling the iron, which means I'm sitting directly on an I-beam that's going across. Me as an iron worker, I tied off on this side, right? I have a full body harness on. There's one right there. I have a full body harness on, okay? I have all my tools on me, and I'm an apprentice and I have to run around and do a whole bunch of shit for different journeymen. Okay, so basically what I do is I'm assigned to a foreman, and then they figure out what the fuck they're going to do to use me the best. So basically, if they have multiple, a whole bunch of journeymen, there might be standards somewhere around at least a minimum on the job from the union stuff. Basically, one quarter. So one apprentice to every 4 journeymen. If you got 4 journeymen, man, you gotta have an apprentice. You gotta have. They're gonna want more than that probably, anyways. But they gotta fucking have basically about 4 to 1. So you gotta always be trying to give somebody a chance to learn more in the industry, because that's the union way type shit. So basically, that's how I learned about the union and shit, by joining it. You know what I mean? So, anyways, so I've been on some projects, built airports, had clearance and so forth. They got everybody off the site when Obama came in and that kind of stuff. But I went to Washington, D.C. and travel all around. I just hadn't gone up to the, East Coast, like high up on the East Coast. So that's the only place I haven't been, Alaska and Hawaii. So those are next, and then I'll be to all 50 states. And that's that. I mean, it just took a couple years. I mean, just working all around, running all around. Now I'm trying to switch it up. I'm still in transportation. I'm still doing my thing, but basically, I gotta start. Anyways, just doing it kind of tough, but basically, what I want to do is kind of varied. I have a few different things. So I'm working on the microgravity showering, or the hygiene unit, and the and the rover system, and then the probes. The problem with the problem with the probe testing is the first thing I can do the vacuum test. That's not an issue. But I have to do the vacuum with a fucking pressure, a capability, and make it an oven. It doesn't have to have clear windows like with the acrylic. It doesn't have to be visible. But I have to set it in that motherfucker, run it, because it has to be at 900 degrees for some time. It's designed to operate, the probe is designed to operate on Venus with this mission, and basically it's not just one, it's multiple, and this thing is fucking it's fucking awesome. It's outstanding. So basically, it's a Venusian mission. We're going to do a transvenusian injection, they call it. And basically, we're going to come in, sort of do a figure eight, but pretty much get there. But even where, I mean, it sounds at this point in the mission planning kind of mood because it's stupendously difficult. I started off with this idea, and I was like, "This is easy to do the probe launcher." Well, then I just have to recharge the probes because this lift gas can seep out. It's a fucking over 4 month journey to Venus, and the thing is then I'm trying to just wheel the whole thing out and not use a ROSA approach or the rolled out uh, solar arrays. Okay, so basically, I'm trying to go parabolic on this thing. So if I can, I'm gonna probably get with a launch provider, a small launch provider for a low cost launch to orbit, and then basically just test out the parabolics on orbit. If it works on orbit, I can be more confident that I can take it on a deep space mission. Otherwise, more than likely, probably those ROSA panels. Okay, so that's how it looks so far. Okay, I'm liking more and more having a backup to the Xeon thruster or the fucking or the what you call it or the Krypton or the fucking Argon. Okay, but I'm just looking at the cheapness of it. It's not really cheap. Nothing is. But basically, if Argon is going to be cheaper, fuel. I mean, fuel cost is a fucking thing. But the other cost, but all how it all figures in. Sometimes it's mutually exclusive decisions, basically, and it kind of road diverges, and you can go this way or go that way. I don't know about all that stuff. That's why I'm trying to just get somebody else to fly it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to work on the payload on the science package and stuff. But I'm just getting into planetary geology. So it's a new venture for me, but I'm really interested in it. I'm trying to do the first deep uh, uh, core samples of an extraplanetary body really on the moon. And so with this project, if I can get together with SpaceX on the lunar landing, I have it pretty much planned out. We've got a pretty cool. I got a pretty cool setup for infill and exfill on the lunar surface, and basically involves just a rotary crane with sort of a counterweight or a redundant secondary one, sort of kind of a watch spinning around, so we can access the entire circular area of the inside of the starship. We pick it up with that crane, okay, and we lift up the cargo. This is after it has landed, of course. And we lift up the cargo, and then the cargo bay doors open, okay, and then there's a infill and exfill crane that just comes forward. This comes within the scope of this one, and then this sets the piece down, moves out of the way, and then sort of like on the job site, which you can talk to the crane on the radio. There's a little yellow wire. If they cut it, you know what happens? It goes yeah, and it sends a signal, and both sides can tell that the signal's been cut off. It's a live wire. Whatever you do on the job site, you cannot fucking cut the live wire. You see the live wire, there's $800 or more crane per hour right now on that shit. So I'm the one sometimes even fucking calling. I just listen. They would not put me on with the crane like that. But on the ground, they don't know who's even calling it. So the dude that was calling it, while he's doing that, just hands me the phone to tell the crane when to stop. Just that one thing. And then right when the fucking foreman was coming up, then the foreman came up right then, and a bunch of crazy shit. I welded shit without the fucking wire stick certs and shit that's standing today. I can look at that shit every time I drive past or whatever. I can look at shit that I can look up glass and shit that I welded on, fucking visible. You know what I'm saying? From a freeway, I can see what my work looked like. You know what I'm saying? On legendary landmarks and shit. And fucking all hella shit, dude. Hella fucking airports and shit. I worked all over that motherfucker. I had 5 different foremen. I outlasted that motherfucking job. Nobody wanted to let me go. That's how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but I know motherfuckers that are better than me. Ironworkers. You know what I'm saying? And man, I know this guy that can cut. I'm not shitting you. He can cut better than the robot. I swear. He can cut better than the robot. That dude is so fucking good. He can weld better than the robot. He is so fucking good. He's like superhuman talent for hand-eye coordination to weld any fucking thing. And what was crazy, the dude that gave me my truck, I had a fucking a Chevy. The dude that gave me my 1500, well, I mean, I had to put I put like 6,000 into it. I bought a new drivetrain. It didn't even have a drivetrain. Hot tanked the engine, got it all fixed up, basically rebuilt the whole fucking engine, and basically, it was just fucking, dude. That shit. The only thing was, I mean, it was power. I mean, I could peel the fuck out around corners and everything. But I just I choked it a little bit with the fucking muffler so that it wouldn't be so mad, because that motherfucker would uncontrollably peel the fuck out. That shit was so badass, dude. That shit was like unhinged. Dude, that motherfucking, that's a big ass fucking engine on that motherfucker. It's pretty good size, dude. It's like 5.7 liter or whatever the fuck. But that motherfucker's a V8. And that shit guzzles gas, and I could peel the fuck around corners in it and shit, and then I smacked it on the freeway. I was literally, no joke, reaching for my tape deck, my CD deck, to listen to the Bible when I got in a car wreck. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, huh? I hit the car, but I only got down to like 10 miles an hour before I hit it. So it's just a little, like, you know what I'm saying, little thing, but the front of my truck, an old truck, man, like 15, 20 years. That plastic gets real brittle. It's synthetic. The sunlight, 93 million solar neutrinos hit a square centimeter per second or whatever, okay? So it just shines on that shit 20 years. That plastic burns up. Plus the heat and everything from that fucking engine, the oil, the corrosive fucking shit, all that shit. Whatever the fuck. Plus, over time, after all those acids and all that fucking oil and all kinds of crazy shit, road grime and who knows what the fuck was on the road, splashing on those parts from the motor and the heat cooking and baking that shit for 20 years, sitting in hot sun, frozen winters, who fucking knows? And after a while, that fucking plastic gets brittle. Okay? Anyways, so I smacked the fucking SUV like that. The whole fucking front of the truck exploded. Of course, the fucking fan went into the radiator, so it's burning, you know, ground it into the radiator, slammed it into it, and then basically I just took off the front clips, took the front of the fucking truck off, put a new fucking one, put the grill on, put the lights and shit back in, and just drove it off, started primering it, and then fucking, they ended up stealing my Jeep. So I was like, what? So then they ended up stealing that. I don't even have the motherfucker no more. But anyways, that shit was crazy, man. I ain't gonna tell that story and shit, man. Never mind. Anyways, so I ran around and I've seen a couple of different things. So I've been to like 40-something states. So I kind of been almost wherever. I was 30 miles south of Chicago. That's like one of the only places I was like close. But I was 100 miles from D.C. and I was like, fuck, it's the wrong direction, but we gotta go. We're that close. We're 100 fucking miles. I drove all around the whole fucking country. We're 100 miles from Washington, D.C. So me and my buddy both decided, fuck it, we're going to go. This is 100 miles there and 80 miles or whatever back. But if they're, you know, going the longer way, 60 or 80 miles back, you know, kind of going in a different direction anyways. And whatever. You travel, you know. But we drove an extra 100 to get to D.C. We get there. I got some videos and shit. But we get there, and dude, there's all hella like fucking regulation and cops everywhere and shit, and like we pulled into like the wrong fucking lane or some kind of shit, and the cops were right there like pointing like, no, go that way or we're gonna pull you over or kill you or who fucking knows, you know. And I just kind of been through some places. Anytime I go to military bases or whatever, I basically have to go through the security checkpoint. I have a sponsor that lets me onto the site or the military base or whatever. And then I just go on and do my thing, or, you know, whatever. I just do my job. You know what I mean? I can't necessarily say, but basically, it's pretty fucking cool, man. So I'm just trying to do space, you know, just more and more, and fucking and stay on point. But basically, have some, you know, health setbacks, and you know, that's that. Just trying to get back in the saddle, basically, and make the most of it. So This is season 4. It's the 4th season I've done this show, so 4 years now. And so, I report on space. I do my thing. I have had, basically human interest pieces where I've gone into everything. So many different topics and so forth, from what some people consider theories or myths or bullshit. Basically, telling my eyewitness accounts, and I have on both of those. On both is basically, an autobiography or my genuine eyewitness account of a paranormal experience, and then basically on both of those videos, I capture on video the paranormal experience. So upcoming right now is going to be my first feature length movie that I shot. Basically, the movie already. I have an hour and 47 minutes uncut, one scene, unscripted, and it is fucking live. And it's from season 1, episode 13. So it's a big fucking, it should be a big win. I'm going to submit it to a couple film festivals, and dude, it's got my name all over. Now it's pretty fucking badass. I gotta go get the polygraph and all that. It's fucking. It's getting more serious now. So basically, I gotta get the effects on everything. Basically, process all the video and do a couple things. I gotta get some help. I guess so. I gotta enlist a couple people that work on that kind of stuff that really or would be better than me. And I'm just like not even. I'm saying I just not really. This is just like one tracking it, and so usually I just go through multi-track performance as a recording artist. So I just record myself. So I always have to have my own kind of studio setup, whatever I'm gonna do. But basically, I got used to being my own technician too. So it's just getting into broadcast television and so forth. It becomes a little bit more involving with the new kind of equipment and stuff. And basically, I gotta go to basically kind of like a college level class to really learn it. In the meantime, I'm just gonna start picking up videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching videos and shit, and just kind of getting acquainted with the subject matter and trying to get the ball rolling a little bit. But I gotta be able to make it a little bit better because I'm gonna be bringing on a lot more people. Cast and crew and so forth, and talent. You know what I mean? So basically, we need everything from comedians, and I've got so many I got so many funny stories. I have a brand new series for this season. I have a brand new series of comedic skits that involve many different people. I've wrote scripts for 5, 6 big names, including one for Trump. So I'm not even bullshitting. Then if he wants to do it, and I send him the script, and he wants to fucking do the show, I want to fucking have President Trump on. I'll fucking record that shit. But I don't give a fuck. It's gonna be fucking live, dude. The first script I came up with is fucking funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? And I've got 5, 6 fucking more celebrities and more coming out than I've already wrote all the scripts. I've already wrote multiple scripts for almost everybody. You know what I'm saying? At least fucking in depth, at least one good one. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I'm getting into comedy. Then I have another comedy show that I'm producing and writing myself as well, which is my non-for-profit. I got a tattoo on my leg that's Marty. That's my main character. He's kind of stepped on. He's kind of picked on as a varmint or a rat or something. No, Marty is a guinea pig. He's not a rat, and he's not a mouse. Okay, so he's a guinea pig. So as a guinea pig astronaut, we basically send Marty. This is my non-for-profit. Okay, so what it is, it's a science show for kids, and we teach them about science, and we teach them also about television, about behind the scenes. There's cameras, and there's this and that, and it's a family show that families with young adults, children, and parents can sit together and watch a show. It's a science show based for kids, and we have celebrities come on the show and play the voices of the puppets, and then we have people come on, and they're friends and celebrities and people they know from television or movies or what have you, singers and science people and all kinds of cool stuff, and we just kind of go from there. You know what I mean? The next studio, I'm going to have multiple parts to the set, which is basically, it's a night show where we walk around parts of the set, and then we have comedic skits on it. So it's going to be like an hour-long show And on those types of shows, or 30 minutes sometimes, but basically I'm going to do it's multicasting it. So basically trying to do it on network television and on the internet at the same time. So it's basically releasing it at the exact same time. So it'll be a little bit of latency and whatnot, depending on the clock speed of your computer and a couple other factors. Nah, the delay of thought, waiting for human approval. Push button, you know. But anyways, now so we're doing it pretty tough over here. Still pushing it, still not pushing up daisies. You know what I'm saying? Still fighting, still fucking struggling through things sometimes. But you know what? Hey man, you know life goes on. You know, I'm saying I'm a sound Makusa. Now, anyways, guys, peace. Space Junky, season 4.